Hello guys, FIFASJD here, bringing you a review on PES 2013, demo number 1. So they usually bring out about 3 demos between now and release date, which I believe is sometime late September, early October if I'm right, and it's around FIFA's release date, which is September 28th. So it gives you that progression. You can see how the game has improved up until the real game is released, and you can see all the new features being added in. The games you actually get to use on this demo are Santos, Flamengo, Internacional and Fluminense from the Liga do Brazil, and then you also get some international teams which are Portugal, England, Germany and also Italy. Getting into the graphics side of things, the menus are very simple and basic, so basically they do need touching up a bit to make them a bit more eye appealing, but whether they'll do that we don't know. It is the in-game graphics where they've really gone to town though, and it brings the game to life, making players look very realistic, such as your Neymar, your Ronaldinhos, your Wayne Rooney's and your Cristiano Ronaldo's. They're probably going to be some of the key players who are going to look better than most. Obviously a lot of other big players will look very good inside the game, and the ones who you haven't heard of much will not look too spectacular, but you don't really care about those. But the graphics, in my eyes, are a lot better than FIFA's, especially if you look towards the crowd, which are a bit more 3D rather than cardboard cutouts. They also have stewards patrolling up and down the side of the pitch, cameramen dotted around who look to be taking pictures of your team playing as they take on shots at goal. You've also got the managers on the sidelines as well. You can see marching up and down, maybe getting a bit angry when your team misses chances and just wastes them. So going on to the sound then, there's no commentary actually in this demo, so you can't really judge whether it's going to be repetitive or not, or whether it's going to be a few nice lines in there which you might want to hear back a few times, and maybe it's not going to be too bad, and they might even get enthusiastic from time to time, rather than the traditional English commentary where they're all boring. It's just like, oh well, he scored a goal. Going on to the gameplay now though, and this is the main part. I'm going to be talking for the most of the video, actually the rest of the video, about this, and they've gone for a simulation more than arcade. Almost the whole arcade feel to this game has been kicked out now, and it's complete simulation, and to me it just makes the game feel slow paced and less fun. There's a lot less freedom for the player to be actual. In fact, to be able to perform stuff like skill moves, there's very few of those, and the ones that there are, a few to mention, are like roulettes, you've got step overs, but they all look a bit rigid and aren't very fluent. In fact, you're better off leaving them a miss and just sticking to a passing style gameplay, because that's the way I think this game is intended to push forward that kind of gameplay, even though it cannot be the most spectacular to watch or the most entertaining by any means, which is probably why FIFA has taken off a bit and is more popular on YouTube, etc. But one thing I have noticed is that they maybe have amped up the chance of doing flying back heels, because I've been performing them up and down the pitch, whether it be defenders or whether it be attackers, or defenders even attacking, such as Philip Lahm, who almost scored one for me at one end of the pitch. But right here I'll just show an example where Ashley Cole knocks the ball up and De Rossi decides the best option for that is to lift his leg up and do a back heel rather than heading it clear. Just a little odd thing I thought I'd mention. It's just been happening a lot for me recently. Another thing is that I'm not scoring many goals clear on goal. More shots like this from Nani, which is an absolute amazing goal, class finish from him. More like a clip you would see for something like a montage if you were putting together one from PES, but I'm not scoring many of the chances when I'm just through clear on goal. Shots are going high and maybe straight at the keeper. It's more the ones with tight angles where you think you're going to miss, which have been going in for me. So overall thoughts on this game, it's a definite improvement from its previous years anyway, of recent times at least. Obviously PES 2006 or PES 06, whatever you want to call it, was probably the best in the mix, and for its time anyway. Maybe not now, it wouldn't compare if you went back, but for its time it was definitely one of the better games, and maybe this is starting to push forwards to that standard. Still is a long way away from FIFA standards, which are obviously improving all the time. So overall, I'm going to give this game a rating of 4 out of 10. Could have been a bit more harsh and give it something like a 2 or 3 out of 10, but I would just feel, because it's the #1 demo, don't want to be too bad on it. Maybe you guys have different opinions, maybe you would have been more harsh, or maybe you actually like the game and are thinking of purchasing it. So let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time.